If you and someone you know loves riding trains and learning about trains and visiting Southern California soon, then you should make plans to make a stop at the Southern California Railway Museum, located in Perris, Riverside County, located 60 miles from Disneyland and 74 miles from downtown Los Angeles to have enough space for historic trains that used to run the rails of Southern California, especially electric interurban passenger trains and streetcars that dominated the first half of the 20th century in Southern California, which then afterwards, which cars, buses, and freeways dominated the latter half of the century. Come along as you learn about railroading history of Southern California here on AntSol Travel. We're going to go to the Southern California Railway Museum in Perris, Riverside County, a volunteer-led railway museum since 1956 in Los Angeles as Orange Empire Railway Museum, then moved to Perris in 1959 and abandoned train tracks and roundhouse. This is a fully volunteer-led museum that turned into a place to preserve dying interurban streetcars like Pacific Electric Railway streetcars that is now a huge collection of trains from steam locomotives to more recently retired San Diego U2 trolley cars and LA Metro light rail cars. Those were not currently running at the time there, but there were other streetcars at the time. When I saw it had the day off Saturday, March 8th, I saw that the Southern California Railway Museum in Perris not only had their normal weekend train rides, but also had a railroad on the swap meet with artifacts of various railroad companies. They also had Pacific Electric interurban electric trains and streetcars to ride. So let's go out to Riverside County. Well, can you take Metrolink to Perris? On weekdays, yes, as the 91 Perris Metrolink line stops in Perris in downtown Perris Station, which is 2.5 miles away from the Railroad Museum. However, on the weekend, they don't have any service to Perris in the morning, so driving is the only option, and I can only run errands but at least you can drive and just run errands on the way back. Typically, entry fee is free to enter the museum grounds on the weekends, but then there was a fee to ride the trains. However, with the swamp meet, entry is $10 per adult and $9 per child between 5 to 10 years old, and under 5 is free. Adding on unlimited train rides for that day is $5 per person. The museum was operating their original Pacific Electric streetcars, which was not operating last time when I was there in 2023, as there was barbecue cook-off there during that time and just took up so much space with those barbecues. Jeez. It was also for the railroad on the swap meet day as well, where people were selling model trains and railroad antiques. The model trains can be really expensive with newer sets or very antique ones. Vendors can at the swap meet can vend there for $21 if you prepaid ahead of time, or $25 at the swap meet. However, there are many cheaper train cars that you can buy for a few dollars, which I decided to buy later. Only fraction vendors were actually selling various railroad antiques and signage, so it was only very slim. Here are the model trains that I got, which I got from a vendor for $2 each. I got a plain boxcar, and I'll see if I can get some sticker size for the boxcar with AntSol Travel sticker on it. And then also got 2 cabooses as well in a box, which including one's branded with Kellogg's on it, so that's pretty cool. And then also my favorite was the Santa Fe Bud Diesel Railroad diesel car, a diesel multiple unit from the mid-20th century, like the modern-day NCTD Sprinter, which is Siemens Desidero. After shopping for cheap model trains, it was time to eat. The food and beverage vendor was Buffett Ranch Nonprofit Animal Rescue in Morongo Valley. All proceeds benefited the rescue. They even had cotton candy and kettle corn there as well. However, I only got chili cheese dog, which is only $7. It was delicious. The SoCal Railway Museum has a huge collection of trains in their barns, including Ward Kimball, who donated pretty much a whole giant barn's worth of trains as well. Ward Kimball was one of Disney's original animators, donated a huge collection of narrow gauge trains called the Grizzly Flat Railroad, including the Clo locomotive, which is currently in the process of restoration. Now let's go on a ride on some of the trains, including the Pacific Electric Interurban Railway, which one of the trains they can ride on the streetcars there, on the railway cars. These trains dominated SoCal before cars took over in post-World War II. This and another one rolled along 1.5 miles along the main line towards Perris and back. The museum trains to stop at Perris in downtown Metrolink Station at Junction. Then the crews had to switch direction to trolley poles before heading back to the museum. Another train rolling on the main line is the Union Pacific diesel locomotive, pulling several various passenger cars there. Unlike the interurban cars, the train operator just needs to flip a reverser to go back to the museum. One of the artifacts that was at the museum was from San Diego was the original Smart Fare card. Payment for San Diego for NCTD and SDMTS was the Compass card, used from 2009 to 2021, now replaced by the Pronto card. There was also 2 more Pacific Electric Railway streetcars rolling around the museum. This was Pacific Electric 717 that rolled along the Pacific Highway from Santa Monica to San Pedro. And also there's a much smaller Pacific Electric 332 Birney car. Riding train streetcars was fun. Definitely recommend it if you want to go SoCal Museum for kids and adults who love trains. Now sit back and relax and enjoy the train rides. Each train ride were timestamped down below, so for your convenience.
Can you make that step? trolley line's about 3 miles long, 2 miles, I don't remember. But basically they've got a siding. The siding has spring switches. So when you go out one way, and then when you come out, it takes you onto the siding. And so what they were doing is they were sending 3 trolleys out, and then coming back and stopping at the siding, and then they were sending like 2 or 3 more trolleys out. And they ran their San Diego red car, because they're the only other museum that got one, because they're standard gauge. Because most other trolley museums back, well, I think
tickets are good for all the different vehicles that are running today, both here and on the main line.
Where are the other vehicles?
So there's one that's on the same track that'll show up in 2 minutes after we leave the station.
Oh, and then the other ones are back
And
there.
the other one is going from that brick platform up there.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Great tour.
Thank you.